Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and Season 18 is finally here! I guess, because it got updated yesterday. When I was fully prepared for it to come next week, Blizzard decided to low-key just slip Season 18 in and replace the role queue and be like, yep, nothing to see here, just play your placement games. So in that case, we're going to be doing a late episode of the best heroes to use in Season 18. Now typically what I like to do with these videos is suggest 2 DPS heroes because that's the role everybody likes to play, even though you can't find a game with these long queue times, 1 tank and 1 support hero. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video, but I need to remind you guys that a lot of these heroes are picked based on this new meta that is the double shield meta. Once people got a hold of Sigma in a more organized fashion in competitive, they realized that he might not be the most powerful tank, but double shield is, and that's why they're using Sigma in a lot of these compositions, which means a lot of these unmeta heroes that you would consider, well, unmeta, are now becoming meta because Sigma and double shield is so prevalent in competitive. But once again, that's not to say that you can't play your favorite hero if you're gonna be saying, I love Genji, then go ahead and play Genji. But if you want a competitive edge, or if you want to play what is considered the best heroes by my standards, which I mean, in the dating world are pretty low, and in Overwatch they're pretty low, then this video is for you. Which is the perfect segue when talking about our first DPS hero, because only people that truly want a competitive edge will consider using this hero and not have a tainted vision of it. But Sim mains, you can finally rejoice, because before the nerfs go through, try to use this hero, because the best DPS hero in Season 18 is Symetra. Oh boy. Now, even though she does have some nerfs coming through, I really don't think it's gonna affect her too much, especially when you're considering double shields that are so frequently used. A Symetra and Orisa shield allows Symetra to build her beam so much easier to level 3 than beforehand, because you have these defenseless objects that not only not take up resources for Symetra, but also is so easy to allow her to get to level 3. When you're at level 1 or even level 2, Symetra is laughable, and most sim mains would agree, but when you get to level 3, she's gonna wreck everybody. She's gonna destroy every shield in her path because it just builds the resources even more. But then if you use it on, say, a soldier or an Orisa or literally anybody, it's going to melt them. Sim mains can agree on that, and that's one thing that I'm trying to just encourage you guys to do. It's a strategy that's not only easy to do, but is a viable tactic. But another reason why Symetra is considered so good to be used in Season 18, which is a good reason why you used her beforehand, is her teleporter. Most organized teams can utilize the teleporter to pull off some cheeky tactics that otherwise couldn't be done if you weren't in an organized team or if you weren't using Symetra. But that's the key word there that I want you guys to pay attention to, is in an organized team. If you're playing Symetra and you're not in game chat, or if everybody else isn't on your same page, this is not going to work. This won't work. That's one little caveat that I want you guys to understand when picking Symetra, that yes, she can be a great DPS hero, and if you don't even want to try to use the teleporter, then okay, she can still be somewhat viable. But if you can get everyone on the same page, travel through the teleporter, allow you to build your level 3 beam up, and microwave everybody with that blue beam, then yeah, you're gonna have a fun time in Season 18. Now, after the nerfs, I don't really know, but right now, yeah, it's a scary sight. Anybody that has dealt with a Symetra that is just cheesing on your shields, then you know that it's so difficult to take her out, because even a Roadhog 1-hook shot can't destroy her if she's getting supported by her team. But if you don't want to play Symetra and you don't even want to bother breaking the shields, then you go through the shields, because the second DPS hero that you want to try to use in Season 18 is going to be a hero that just shot up the ranks for whatever reason. Actually, I know the reason. It's because of the shields. It's because of Orisa and Sigma, and that's going to allow Doomfist to take over Season 18. Another annoying hero, man. Why is Doomfist so good? Because he doesn't care about your dinky blue shield. He's gonna punch right through it, and he's gonna punch the Orisa, the Sigma, he's gonna dive your back line, and nothing's gonna stop him other than a Sigma rock, where beforehand you had the McCree flashbang, you had the Brigida bash, you had the Roadhog hook, and even though pulled pork with the Roadhog is still a viable tactic, if they don't have any of those heroes, nothing's gonna really stop him from building shields on his own and possibly one-shotting your back line, or maybe one of your tanks, and your dinky little shields isn't gonna protect anybody because he just punched right past it. So that's why if you can't break it with Symetra, or if you're not good with Symetra but you want to play Doomfist, another another unmeta hero, nothing's really stopping him from going off. And if something does stop him, possibly like a Sigma rock like I mentioned before, you just gotta Doomfist ult out of there, or use your Doomfist ult on the enemy team, continue to build your temporary shield, and be this unstoppable force. I really do think after the Brigitte nerfs, when she got stormed out of the meta, it brought in so many other heroes, and in this case, Doomfist. He came out of nowhere, and since there's little to nothing stopping him, he can be a viable DPS, if not the best one. So if you can't break the shield, go through it. But now we gotta talk about what is the best tank to use in Season 18. I wonder what it's gonna be. All jokes aside though, there are still a bunch of tanks that you can use in a composition form that could be viable. Like Orisa Hog in a pulled pork fashion is still frequently used, or a classic composition like Reinhardt Zarya is still doable as well. But come on now, what have I been saying this whole entire time? Throughout this whole entire video, I've been saying double shield, double shield, double shield. So Hammond is clearly the best here too. Listen, I love Hammond just as much as the next furry, but you gotta leave room for the foot fetish every now and then. Sigma, bruh. Sigma is the best hero to use in Season 18. Not saying that he's better or worse than Orisa, because in reality, Sigma by himself is a little, yikes. But with Orisa, oh yeah, it's so powerful. And it's kind of funny because so many tanks can be used in tandem with Orisa that she's kind of like the tank slut. That's also kind of funny because she's not even a person, but we're not slut shaming here. Even for robots, we're talking about Sigma, the foot fetish boy himself. I don't think I need to beat a dead horse. It's kind of funny because Orisa's I'm gonna stop talking about Orisa right now. Double shields is really good, and only a handful of heroes can get past it, but if you don't play double shields, then that just opens the door for so many other heroes. But if you use it, then it limits the DPS heroes that can be used. So that's the first reason why you want to use Sigma. But the second reason is not gonna be involving his primary form of fire or even his suck ability, which are alright. It's his ultimate, dog. Like, this thing is so powerful. I didn't really consider how good this ultimate was until actual organized teams started to push the points, and Sigma just said, no fam, lifted them up, and everybody shot the lifted heroes up in the air, and once they were slammed onto the ground, they usually died, if not all of them died, because it's so easy to shoot someone that can't move. Now, even though Sigma is considered to be good in Season 18, he's still fairly new. So if you have about 2 minutes on Sigma, don't start pulling him out in Season 18 because I suggested you start playing him. You're gonna be like, oh, well, Brian YOU WACK said he's good, so clearly I need to start playing him to win games. No, because you're gonna be losing games. Because while Sigma isn't that hard to play in my opinion, he still has fundamentals that are required for you to know, for you to even start to be somewhat effective with it. And I'm not even talking about the geometry of his orbs or knowing when to suck. I'm literally just talking about his shield placements, because there's going to be certain times where you got to retract the shield and know when to let it recharge, and then you got to balance the sucky suck and also balance with the Orisa shield, knowing where to place. So that's what I'm trying to get at when talking about Sigma, and you need to know those fundamentals. But to round this video off, let's talk about the best healer to use in Season 18. Once again, getting inspired from this double shield meta where a lot of your own teammates are going to be moving past the shields, and that's why I think Moira is going to be a good healer to use. Even though you can use other healers, at least in this case, there's so much healing opportunity where Moira doesn't care about the shields because of her heal ball, and most notably her ultimate, which she builds extremely fast, like literally in the first fight. You know you're doing your job on Moira when you can build that coalescence in the first go around, and you can't do that if you're being a DPS Moira. But that's the beauty about the double shield meta, is that it protects you from trying to go and get those kills on the enemy team, because now your team needs some heals, but you can't do it because the Gamer Girl P is being blocked by the shields, but your heal ball doesn't get blocked and your coalescent doesn't, so it literally forces you to be a primary healer as Moira. That's such a crazy concept. Whoa! When it comes to other healers, it's not like they're not viable. Like, Mercy is great, especially if you have Pharah, but she's especially great when you do have that Pharah. When it comes to Baptiste, his healing just gets blocked by the shields, and Zinyan and Lucio are a little iffy. Moira, yeah, she's good in any kind of composition. Pulled pork or this double shield meta, or even Zarya Reinhardt. Like, now people are starting to discover the power of Moira and discover the power of coalescence, which you get literally every other fight. after this ultimate nerf that just happened, that Coalescence is really, really clutch when you need that sustainability to be aggressive. So that's why I suggest Moira. But while these are just suggestions, I want to remind you guys that you don't have to play these heroes if you're not good with them or if you don't want to. If you want to play a different hero or if you want to play your main, then you can totally do that. And in fact, I also want to let you guys know that if Double Shields isn't here, then that welcomes a bunch of other heroes. Like if they're using Pulled Pork, use a main reboot because those are the meta heroes. Or if they're using Reinhardt Zarya, then you can maybe use like a McCree or something. Or if they have Pharmacy, then definitely use a McCree or other hit scanning heroes. Just really scan the field. But what's meta right now, what's the most effective tactic available is Double Shields. That's why you want to use Symetra and Doomfist and Sigma and Moira. But if they don't have that, then consider other picks. But anyway, guys, that's my video for the best heroes to use in Season 18. And a funny moments where I feature my DPS placements will be out on Sunday. I know I skipped the last 2 Sundays, and I know I deleted my DPS audio, but I promise it'll be here on Sunday. So love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.